Doors open with air-operated cylinders, push buttons inside. Tandem front axle. Turn signals along the sides are sequential. This is an LED sign that you can program however you want for a traveling message like you'd see on a regular bus. It's the side entry door. Besides the driver and passenger door, this is the only other entry. This is a 30-inch by 6-foot opening. There's no door fabricated for it yet. It needs to have a door built. You'll notice that there's a slide upstairs on this side in the front. There's another one to the rear. See, I got some plastic over one of the windows that's open back there. It's a lower slide here in the galley. The tandem rear axles, dual tires on the front axle, single tires that caster or steer on the rear axle. These are large opening compartments here that hold the gel cell batteries, 2 or 4 of the air conditioner evaporators on each side. Compartments in the rear here. This is access to the hydraulics. This is access to the generator. It's brand new Perkins 4-cylinder turbocharged 62 kilowatt generator. It's mounted on some air ride bags so that it gets a nice smooth you don't get any vibration, I should say, in the chassis. The rear of the bus here, there's a lower cap. This opens hydraulically for access to the engine. And there's an upper cap here that opens hydraulically. And there's a deck that folds down hydraulically from the second floor. And there's a sliding glass door inside from the rear of the bus that comes out onto this deck. I'll show you that later. It's kind of dark here, but here's the engine compartment. Like I said, this is a new Series 60 Detroit 500 horsepower engine coupled to an Allison 6-speed world transmission. This is a readout back here, an LCD readout. I have it folded down now. This is a readout and switches so you can start the bus from the rear and read the engine temperature, RPM, etc. Again, here's a little view from the rear. I apologize for the quality or lack thereof of this video. Here's a shot down the rear side of it. Same thing on the rear. Now notice the rear upper slide, how that's hanging out a little bit in the corner. Some of the fiberglass is delaminated from the frame a little bit. That needs to be glued back down again from a little bit of water damage from this thing sitting in a leaky warehouse before I got it. Again, on this side, same kind of access. Lower access is to the radiator. Upper access, power cord reel, coolant overflow tank, etc. Another access on this side. Same thing again, batteries, 4-cylinder, 4 air conditioner evaporator units. Fuel fill on both sides, holds 175 gallons of fresh water fill. Again, if you look down this side, you'll see there's 2 slides upper, 1 slide lower, total of 6 slide outs. Driver's side door, again, opens hydraulically, or air activated, I should say. The dash, or lack thereof, it has switches that were put into it on a Lexan plastic template, and that deteriorated over a period of time and crumbled. And we had fabricated a broomstick there and some cable ties to get this thing home and labeled the switches as best we can. You can see in the driver's compartment here, these are the seats that came with the bus originally. Those are not the seats that go with it. We put in it. It has 2 brand new Recaro 6-way air-operated seats like you'd see in a semi or a sports car. These seats are at $4,000 a piece, brand new cylinder wrapper. Again, if you look at the floor here, you'll see there's that needs to have the floor finished. The plan here was in the passenger side to put some type of a bathroom in here, shower with a toilet over it, almost like you'd see in an RV or a boat. And then on the driver's side here, behind the driver, the idea was to have a small kitchen, kitchenette type thing, microwave, etc. behind the driver's compartment here, over the wheel wells for the front wheels, the plan was to have bunk beds there for the driver and co-driver. So this is about 7 foot long on the passenger side, about 6.5 on the driver's side. What you're looking at here is the stairs that go upstairs. So we'll continue down the aisle here. Now you're about midway down the bus here, and you come into what's called the galley or the kitchen. This is the opening on the side of the bus. We show up from the outside, slide out on the other side. New side-by-side refrigerator in it. This is about 12 foot long. And as you continue back here, this hole in the back of the bus has got the freshwater tank in it, and it still needs to have a black and gray water tank fabricated and put into it. If you turn around here and look forward, turn my light around here a little bit, and you will see that from the opening on the side of the bus or the door, a couple of feet forward, this is the elevator. Goes through the roof. So there's an elevator. Here's the floor of the elevator right here. It's about halfway up. Here's your buttons for first floor, second floor, and through the roof. If we continue to look up, you see this rail and track the elevator rides on. That goes right through the roof. You're looking at the roof of the warehouse that it's in right now. So the idea is that the elevator comes from the floor, the second floor, or goes right up through the roof. And to access the upstairs, there's steps here. The steps kind of curve from the right side, opposite the elevator on the left. They curve around. You'll notice this bottom 2 step is out of position a little bit. That's because it bolts into place. Underneath those 2 steps is the winch system that operates the elevator. It goes underneath the floor on some cables over to some pulleys here, and that's what operates the elevator. So let's go upstairs here. If you walk upstairs, this was intended to be what's called a sky lounge. The windshield's about 4 feet tall. It goes full side to side. The idea was to put 2 big captain's chairs or some couches in here, and this is where you'd hang out while it's going down the road. It'd be pretty cool. These are some really funky far out spacecraft type hubcaps that he bought for it that I got with it. Those are included. These are 2 of the AC heating units. There's 8 of those total. Up in the top here, it has, you'll see the Lexan plexiglass lights up there. The idea was to put 2 searchlights from boats in there that you can steer with a joystick down below. That was the plan up there. Here's the upper windshield wipers. Those work no problem. All the glass is brand new. All the fiberglass panels brand new. This is another elevator. This is about 2 by 4 feet, and this was designed to be a wet bar, ice maker, and that goes up through the roof as well. So you could have that downstairs, and when you go up on the roof, you could have that upstairs. Got to have your refreshments. Looking to the rear here, it's pretty dark, but from the elevator, I see it on the left, and the survey bar here, as you walk through the next compartment, it's about 3 feet wide doorway, and there's 2 10-foot long slides, one on each side. This was supposed to be some type of a lounge area, could be part of the bedroom. As you continue back from that, the very rear, this is supposed to be the bedroom. I'm going to say this is 10 foot long. This has got a slide on both sides. There's a jet tub here that's inside, but whether it's usable or it's brand new, whether it's usable or not, I don't know. Here's the sliding glass door to the rear. That door is open. It's just open, closed a few inches here, you'll see. And what you're looking at here is the bottom of the deck that folds down. Once this deck folds down, there's a railing that goes around it. It's not a square deck, it's a half round or half circle. It folds down, and there's railings that you fold up by hand, and they have a chain or a cable goes around the sides. I was telling about the roof. I talked to some people about. The roof is done out of steel, square steel tube. The whole frame is tubular steel. But the frame here on the roof is in sections, and between those sections they have 3/4 inch plywood laid down in there. When this thing had a roof leak in the warehouse, it leaked some water onto it. The plywood delaminated, rotted a little bit up here. There is no waterproof roof on it yet. That needs to be built yet. Let's take a look back up front.